Sean Avery is widely regarded as one of the NHL's biggest super pests. He has a laundry list of controversial moments that would make you believe he was a WWE star rather than a hockey player. But what has the NHL's most notorious super pest been up to since his retirement from hockey? Has he sailed off into the sunset, or has he carried on with his controversial ways? In today's video, we're taking a look at the career of Sean Avery and revisiting some of his most head-scratching moments. And let's just say, his life has been just as interesting post-career as it was when he was playing. Let's dive in. Sean Avery, born April 10, 1980, played his junior in the OHL with Owen Sound and Kingston, racking up 87 goals, 166 assists for 253 points in 221 games, and don't forget, 564 penalty minutes. Despite having a solid junior career, Sean Avery was never selected in the NHL draft. He made his NHL debut during the 2001-02 season after signing with the Detroit Red Wings, splitting his time between Detroit and their AHL affiliate, the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks. The following season, Avery was included in a trade that sent him to the Los Angeles Kings, in a deal that brought Matthew Schneider to Detroit. He spent 2 full seasons with the Kings before being dealt to the New York Rangers during the 2006-07 season. His first stint with the Rangers lasted only 1 year, as he signed with the Dallas Stars for the 2008-09 campaign. However, he didn't last long in Dallas, eventually being traded back to the Rangers, where he played the final 3 seasons of his 10-year NHL career. While Avery had a respectable NHL tenure, he was far better known for his controversial behavior both on and off the ice. His antics began gaining attention during his time with the LA Kings, where he reportedly frustrated head coach Andy Murray so much during a practice that Murray forced him to do push-ups on the spot as punishment. Avery later mocked the situation by scoring in a game and celebrating with push-ups on the ice. After wearing out his welcome in LA, he was sent to the New York Rangers, where he managed to stay relatively under control until he clashed with New Jersey Devils goalie Martin Brodeur. In one incident, after Brodeur gave him a shove, Avery retaliated by pushing him back. The following postseason, Avery made headlines again when he found a unique way to screen Brodeur. Instead of positioning himself traditionally, he turned to face the goaltender and aggressively waved his hands in front of his mask to block his vision, all while avoiding physical contact. The move caused such an uproar that the NHL swiftly implemented a new rule banning this type of screen the very next day, now famously called the Avery Rule. Avery's stint with the Dallas Stars was short but infamous. In just 23 games, he reportedly alienated his teammates so much that some fans still blame him for the team missing the playoffs, despite his limited time on the ice. However, it wasn't his on-ice play that ended his tenure in Dallas. It was a pair of infamous words. During a media scrum, Avery made a crude remark about Flames defenseman Dion Phaneuf's girlfriend, referring to her as his sloppy seconds.
It's become like a common thing in the NHL for guys to fall in love with my sloppy seconds.
The backlash was immediate and severe. The NHL suspended him indefinitely. The Stars essentially exiled him from the team, and he was fined while also being forced to enroll in anger management. Eventually, Avery got another shot in the NHL when Glenn Sather brought him back to the Rangers. But his return was anything but smooth. He became a prime target for referees, seemingly unable to finish a check without drawing a penalty. Did Avery push the limits of the game? Absolutely. Did he run his mouth and get under opponents' skin? Without a doubt. And that is why Avery was often portrayed as the league's ultimate villain, and to this day, one of the biggest pests the NHL has ever seen. Avery retired in March of 2012, stating that hockey was no longer fun for him, and that he had other interests outside of the game he was wanting to pursue. He finished his career with 90 goals, 157 assists, for a total of 247 points in 580 games. But more importantly, he racked up 1,533 penalty minutes and certainly made his mark on the game. So, what has old Sean Avery been up to since his retirement? Well, let's just say his post-career has been just as interesting as his days in the NHL. Since retiring from the NHL, Sean Avery has maintained a high profile and often controversial presence in various industries, including acting, fashion, real estate, and media. Never one to shy away from the spotlight, he has kept himself relevant through a mix of professional pursuits, outspoken opinions, and public altercations. His post-hockey career has been as unpredictable as his time on the ice, filled with both success and controversy. One of Avery's first pursuits after retirement was acting. He trained at the Neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York City, a prestigious institution known for its rigorous program. He went on to land small roles in a few notable films, including Patriots Day, 2016, a dramatization of the Boston Marathon bombing, and Tenet, 2020, Christopher Nolan's mind-bending thriller. Though his roles were minor, they showcased his interest in the entertainment industry and his willingness to reinvent himself. However, acting never became a full-time career for him, and he has remained better known for his brash personality than his performances. Avery also pursued his long-standing passion for fashion. His interest in the industry became widely known when he interned at Vogue in 2008, while still an NHL player, a move that was highly unusual for a professional athlete. After retirement, he remained involved in the fashion world, working with designers and staying active in New York's high-end fashion scene. His sharp dress sense and connections in the industry allowed him to carve out a niche, though he never fully committed to a single fashion-related business venture. Beyond fashion, Avery transitioned into real estate, becoming a broker specializing in luxury properties in New York City. His strong personality, competitive nature, and ability to network with high-profile clients made him a good fit for the industry. He successfully worked on multiple high-end property deals, further cementing his presence in the business world outside of sports. In 2017, Avery released a memoir titled Icecapades, a memoir of fast living and tough hockey, in which he detailed his career, controversies, and post-hockey experiences. The book provided insight into his mindset, both on and off the ice, reinforcing his reputation as an unapologetic and polarizing figure. He later launched a podcast called No Gruffs Given, where he discusses hockey, culture, and other topics in his typically blunt and unfiltered style. In addition to his professional ventures, Avery became an avid cyclist and took up the cause of protecting bike lanes in New York City. He frequently filmed and posted videos of himself confronting pedestrians and drivers who blocked bike lanes, which earned him a mix of praise and criticism. His confrontational approach often escalated into heated exchanges, further fueling his reputation for being aggressive and outspoken. Legal troubles and public altercations have also been a recurring theme in Avery's post-hockey life. In 2022, he was arrested in New York after allegedly hitting a car with his scooter during a dispute. He also had ongoing conflicts with neighbors over parking, noise complaints, and general disputes about his behavior. His fiery personality, which made him both a beloved and hated figure in the NHL, has continued to cause friction in his personal life. In a surprising move, Avery attempted a brief hockey comeback in 2022 at the age of 41, signing with the ECHL's Orlando Solar Bears. However, the team released him just 2 days later, effectively ending any hope of a return to professional hockey. While his post-retirement years have been anything but conventional, Avery remains true to his unpredictable and controversial nature, continuing to make headlines in ways that only he can. And there you have it, the controversial career of Sean Avery, and what he's been doing since his days of mixing it up in the NHL. So, where does Avery rank in the standings of NHL super pests and villains? Does he take the crown? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos.